In progress.
A great day to one and all. Welcome to the March 2024 Licensure Examination for Teachers or LET Review for Mathematics Majors. I am Mr. Kim J.C. Enshaw, and I will be your discussant to discuss with you another set of 24 items and also alongside the two extra problems for today. No? So before we start the discussion, let us all be reminded that we are in the most holy presence of God. Lord God, Heavenly King, Father and Lord, we worship, praise, adore, thank you, and love you. Thank you for this opportunity, this beautiful day you have given us to gather in this spiritual meeting. We are hoping and praying that as we begin the discussion for today, may you continually bless and guide us all. And as the day of the exam is near, please bless all of our reviewees that they may be able to understand and hopefully pass and top the let. All of this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Good evening po sa ating lahat and welcome to this very beautiful Sunday. So for the meantime, please allow me to stop my video so that I could have a clearer reception. And as of the moment as well, we are all muted. And if ever wanted to communicate or let's say have clarifications about certain topics or items, you are free to communicate using our chat box. Okay? So this time, I have given you, no, through the secretary, the copy of the 24 items. And this time, let's discuss. So here is our direction. So shade the letter of the correct answer. If the correct answer is not found among the choices, you have to shade letter E. Are you ready? I believe you are. With that, let's go and discuss the items. So I will flash the questions. Please try to comment your answer in our chat. Take note, whatever your answer is, that is okay. If it's right, good. But if it is not right, it's still okay. What's more important is we tried our best for this review. And hopefully we could help you be ready for the upcoming licensure examination for teachers. Let's have item number one. In a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle, the side opposite the right angle is 14 meters. What is the perimeter in meters of the triangle? Did you go for A, 14 plus 14 square root of 3, B, 21 plus 7 square root of 3, C, 28 square root of 3, or D, 30 plus 14 square root of 3? Please comment your answer po. Okay. So far, we have letter B as one as answer. How about the others po? Okay, so we have Ma'am Cutie, Teacher Ace, who commented letter B daw. Let's see kung tama po si letter B. Sabi ni Teacher Margot Kim, ni Ma'am Dayan, letter B rin daw. Nako, tingnan po natin kung tama. So tandaan po natin ha, given po yung hypotenuse natin na 14 meters dito. And in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the side opposite of the 30-degree angle is exactly 1/2 of your hypotenuse. So since 1/2 po ng ating hypotenuse na 14 ay 7, is 14 divided by 2 which is 7. So the side opposite of the 30 degrees is 7 meters. And also, it is a theorem po no, sa geometry natin that the side opposite of the 60-degree angle is just kung ano man po yung measure ng side opposite ng 30 degrees, i-multiply nyo lang po siya ng square root of 3 at yun na din po yung measure ng side opposite ng 60 degrees. So, 7 times square root of 3. So, that's why here, the side opposite ng 60-degree angle po natin ay 7 square root of 3 meters. And since we are looking for the perimeter, which is simply the sum of all the measures of the sides, so you have 7 plus 14 plus 7 square root of 3, which is 21 plus 7 square root of 3. And the correct answer po is letter B. So, majority of you got the item right. Congratulations. But if not, laban lang po. No worries po. Padayon. Number 2. If x is an acute angle in degrees and sine x equals 5/13, what is cosine x? Is it A, 12/13, B, 13/5, C, 12/5, or D, 5/13? All right. Among those who commented, no? Yung answer po natin ay letter A. Convinced po ata tayo sa 12/13. Let's check po kung tama po kayo. So tandaan po natin, no, na kapag sinabi po nating sine in a right triangle, in this case, sine would indicate opposite over hypotenuse. So since sine x is 5/13, so assuming that x, of course, is one of our acute angles of a triangle, so yung opposite po ay lagay nating 5. Yung adjacent or yung hypotenuse ay is 13. No? So we have 5 as opposite and 13 here. And for the meantime, knowing that this is a right triangle, no, this is a right triangle, this is a right angle here. So tandaan po natin that to solve for the missing side or the missing leg, we can utilize the Pythagorean theorem. That's why by the Pythagorean theorem, this is 5 squared. The sum of the squares of the two legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. That's why we have 5 squared plus y squared equals 13 squared. So from here po, 5 squared is 25 plus y squared equals 13 squared, which is 169. So I just subtracted both sides by 25 na lang so that we could isolate the y squared. No? So y squared is equal to 144 because 169 minus 25 is 144. And if we take the square root, no, of both sides, it's actually plus minus 12. But since we are talking about values, not of sides, of lengths that are positive, that's why we adapted the positive 12. So there, your 12. And we're looking for cosine, no? And the definition of cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's why adjacent is 12, hypotenuse is 13. So indeed, your cosine x is 12/13, and that's letter A. Good job to everyone who commented A. Padayon lang po. Number 3. The following are equal to sine x except A, 1/cosecant x, B, cosecant x over cotangent x, C, cosine x over cotangent x, or D, tangent x times cosine x. What do you think is the correct answer for number 3? Okay, letter B daw. Okay. So take note po, no? We have this magic hexagon po sa ating trigonometry. So we have sine, cosine, tangent, no, and so on. So tandaan po natin as well, no? We have your tan, sin, cos hexagon, and you see the number 1 here. So the following are equal to sine x except, okay, actually, tandaan po natin, letter A is actually correct. Bakit po correct si letter A? Because any function po, as long as it is defined on its certain domains, is equal to 1 divided by the function that it's directly opposite it. So sine x is equal to 1 divided by cosecant x. So tama po yan. Yung letter C naman po, cosine x divided by cotangent x is tama din po yan. Bakit po? Sa hexagon na ito, any function, ito po, yung function na to, is equal to the ratio of the two consecutive functions either going clockwise or counterclockwise. In other words, yung sine x is equal to cosine x divided by cotangent x. Pwede ring sine x equals tangent x divided by secant x po. And you might be asking, bakit yung tangent x times cosine x ay tama rin? Because any function is equal to the product of its two adjacent functions. That is, sine x is equal to tangent x times cosine x. And I'm sure letter B is wrong because if you have cosecant x divided by cotangent x, that is actually secant x. Letter B is secant x. Thus, letter B po ang tamang sagot dito. Okay. Number 4. Try nyo po ito. If x equals 10 degrees, what is the value of secant squared x minus tangent squared x? Is it 1, negative 1, 0, or undefined? Number 4. Letter A daw, 1. And, okay, so far, marami pong sumagot ng 1, no? So far, there are at least 3 of you. And take note po, actually, this works regardless man po kung ano yung value ng ating x. Bakit? Meron po tayong identity sa ating trigonometry that secant squared x equals 1 plus tangent squared x. And if we will manipulate the equation po, no? If we subtract both sides by tangent squared x, then you will get secant squared x minus tangent squared x equals 1. So if x is 10 or whatever value at which it is defined, sure po ako na 1 po yung value nito. And that is letter A. Thank you po. Good job. Or if you wish, no, you could also verify this with your calculator. Number 5. From a point on the ground 47 feet from the foot of a tree, the angle of elevation of the top of the tree is 35 degrees. Find the height of the tree to the nearest foot. Did you go for 27, 33, 38, or 68? Okay, letter B daw. 33, ang sabi ng madlang people. Tama nga kaya ang 33. Check po natin. So ito po yung itsura niya. So ito po yung object, no? Halimbawa. And the angle of elevation to the top of the tree, here. Kapag sinabi po nating angle of elevation, it is with respect to the horizontal angle, no? With the horizontal to say to the top of a certain object. Halimbawa, ito po. From the line of sight. And the observer here is 47 away, no? Feet away from the tree. And we don't know the height of the tree, so we call it x. And take note po ha, we have an assumption here that the tree is that the angle formed by the ground and the tree is 90 degrees. That's why you have here your right angle po. And with respect to your angle here na 35 degrees, x is opposite and 47 is adjacent, di po ba? So, what function po, what trigonometric ratio po ang gagamitin natin? Dahil given po ang opposite at saka adjacent. Okay, sabi ni Ma'am Cutie, naku, napaka-cute niyo po ma'am. Tangent daw and you are correct. Thank you po sa mga nag-comment ng tangent. That's why tangent of 35 degrees is equal to opposite na x divided by the adjacent, which is 47. And that's why you have this equation. Multiplying both sides by 47 to clear of fractions and to solve for x. So 47 is times tangent 35 degrees equals x. And encoding this directly to your calculator, you will get a value of x, which is approximately 33. Therefore, this tree has an approximate height of 33 feet. Letter B. Thank you. Good job. Number 6. On a windy day, a 90-foot rope tightly secures a hot air balloon to a stake in the ground. From the balloon, the angle of depression of the stake is 62 degrees. Find to the nearest foot the height of the balloon, assuming that the wind to be constant. So paano po ito? Ito po yung ating angle of depression, no? Na 62 degrees. Yung angle of, take note po, yung angle of depression mula po sa taas, pababa. Pero yung isang angle, no, yung samantalang yung angle naman of elevation is mula sa baba pataas. And take note po ha, that if this is our horizontal, this is also horizontal, and this line here acts as a transversal, no, sa ating geometry. In other words po, if this rope is 90 degrees and this acts as a transversal as well, it also follows that this angle here is also 62 degrees. Bakit? Because alternate interior angles are congruent, considering that these two lines here are parallel. And so hinahanap po natin nga, gaano nga ba kataas yung balloon na to mula sa ibaba? So we don't know yet the value of that. Let's call it y po muna. And if this is our angle, di ba ito yung ating opposite, ito yung ating hypotenuse. What function po? What trigonometric function po ang gagamitin natin? It's connecting opposite and hypotenuse. Sabi ni Ma'am Cutie, naku, napaka-cute niyo po, Ma'am. At ni Sir Sadie, sine daw. And Ma'am Margot. And I agree with sine. That's why sine 62 degrees equals opposite na y divided by the hypotenuse, which is 90. And again, we are solving for y, no? So let's multiply both sides by 90. So that becomes 90 sine of 62 degrees, which is equal to y. And using again our calculator, it will give us an approximate value of 79 feet. So if you answered letter C, congratulations, tama po kayo. Sana all cute. Naku po, I agree. Okay, thank you po sa lahat ng nag-comment. Letter C po ang ating tamang sagot. Number 7. A flagpole 18 feet tall casts a shadow 12 feet long at a specific time of day. Find, to the nearest degree, the angle of elevation of the sun at this time of the day. Did you go for 56, 48, 42, or 34? Ang isang flagpole na 12 feet long, ang kanyang shadow ay 18 feet. What's the angle of elevation of the sun at this time of day? So kung galing siya sa ground, no, yung line of sight, papunta sa taas ng flagpole, yun po yung hinahanap natin. May nag-comment ng letter A. Tama nga kaya ang A? So, ito po yung itsura ng ating figure. Yan po. Ito po yung flagpole na 18 feet. At saka ito po ang kanyang shadow na 12 feet long. And from, let's say, dito po siya yung object na yan, no? Let's say, yung line of sight sa baba, sa ground, papunta sa taas ng flagpole. We don't know kung ilang degrees yan. So, let's call it X degrees po muna. And of course, no, this is a right angle here because, again, we have the presumption that the pole is perpendicular with the ground. So ang tanong, with respect to x, ito ay 18 is opposite, 12 is adjacent. So we have to use what function again? Sine, cosine, o tangent? And tangent is the correct answer. Thank you po. That's why tangent of x degrees equals 18 over 12. That's opposite over adjacent. And I simplified the 18 over 12 as 1.5. So tangent of x degrees equals 1.5. However, angle po yung hinahanap natin. So ano po yung gagawin natin kung angle po yung hinahanap? Kasi given yung tangent x eh. So we will use arctangent. Thank you po, Ma'am Cutie. Naku, bagay po sa pangalan mo. So that's why we will take the arctangent of both sides or the tangent inverse of both sides. So x degrees po is equal to tangent inverse of 1.5. And again po, no, encoding this in our calculator will give us an approximate value of 56 degrees. So letter A is the correct answer po mga kaguro. Congratulations sa lahat ng sumagot ng A. Okay. I hope na nakuha po natin and take note po ha, huwag po kayong mahiyang magtanong if ever you have questions or clarifications or if there are some items that needs to be rediscussed or clarified. Salamat po. Number 8. If theta is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees such that sine theta times cosine theta equals square root of 3 all over 4, what is sine theta? What is theta in degrees? Okay, so I think I made an error here, no? There are actually two answers here. So we have, is it A, 15, B, 30, C, 45, or D, 60? So, okay, some of you answered B, some of you answered G, and actually, it is a lot easier po, no? It is a lot easier if you will encode this in your calculator and check. But for now, halimbawa po, we don't, for example, hindi ka gumamit ng calculator. So, paano to? So, knowing that given sine theta times cosine theta equals square root of 3 over 4, we will multiply both sides by 2 to arrive to 2 sine theta times cosine theta equals square root of 3 all over 2. So, you might be asking, Sir, bakit ka nag-multiply ng 2? May rason po yan. Di ba? Meron tayong identity na 2 sine theta times cosine theta equals square root of 3 over 2. I mean, di ba? 2 sine theta times cosine theta is a double angle identity. And it's equal to, sige nga, anong value nito? 2 sine theta times cosine theta. Okay, thank you po, Sir Sadie. It's 2, it's sine 2 theta. Yan. So it's sine 2 theta equals square root of 3 over 2. And from here, no, we could get the sine inverse of both sides because but before that there one way here. We know that square root of 3 over 2 is equal to sine of 60 degrees. This is one way. Okay? And since parehas silang sine, so you could equate 2 theta with 60 degrees. And so dividing both sides, take note po bakit ganito. Di ba parehas silang sine? So it follows na yung 2 theta na to ay equal po sa ating 60 degrees. And dividing both sides by 2, that gives theta of 30 degrees. So, but if you could check, no, 60 degrees also satisfies the equation. That's why we will accept B or T. Okay, so to everyone who got this, great job. But if not, what's important is we are learning. What is the range of y equals 3 sine 2x? Did you go for A, 0, 3, B, from negative 3 to 0, C, from negative 1 to 1, or D, from negative 3 to 3? Okay, so we have letter D coming from various people. If you answered D, di pa ako sure. Grabe siya. Okay, so D nga ba? If you answer D, ito po yung itsura ng graph niya. Take note po ha that if you have the sine function, kung ano, the number here, no? The absolute value of the number here is actually the amplitude or the height of your function. That's why mula po dito sa origin, for example, nag-3 yung kanyang height dito at 3 din siya pababa. That's why you could see, no, na yung y coordinates, yung pinakamababang y coordinate ay negative 3. Yung pinakamataas na y coordinate is 3. Thus, We could say that the range are all the numbers from -3 until 3. Letter G. Okay. Thank you po. Number 10. If X is a reference angle in quadrant 2, the following true are about cosecant X except A. Cosecant X is greater than 1. B. Cosecant X is positive. C. Cosecant X is greater than cosine X. Or D. A, B, and C are all correct. Okay, D daw. Sorry, that's letter E daw. So, saan dito yung mali, no? So, E daw. Let's see kung tama. Is cosecant X greater than 1? And the answer is dan 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 dan. It is actually true po. Tandaan po natin ha, in the second quadrant, the Y element is positive. So letter B is correct. Tandaan po natin ha, kung saan po positive ang Y coordinate, positive din po ang sine at saka cosecant. Since positive ang Y sa first and second quadrant, then therefore sine and cosine are also positive in the first and second quadrant. That's why B is actually true also. But how come A is true? Di ba ang cosecant, it's equal to the hypotenuse divided by the opposite. And take note, since the hypotenuse is always greater than the opposite side is also positive po ha. So if you divide a larger number by a smaller number, then its answer will be greater than 1. So A is correct. Cosecant X is positive in the second quadrant. Cosine is negative in the second quadrant. That's why true din po ang letter C. And since options A, B, and C are correct, so therefore lahat po sila tama. So letter E po ang tamang sagot sa item na to. Okay. Good job. I hope na nakuha po natin yung explanation. 11. Which of the following is the standard form of a circle centered at the origin? Take a look at options A, B, C, and D. Saan mo dito yung form ng circle? Okay, we have a lot of people who answered the letter D. And tama nga kaya? Dan, 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 dan. Letter A is actually the equation, the standard form of a circle, but it is centered at HK. Okay, so therefore, sabi dito nga lang, your HK could be at any point. Pero specify sa problem na dapat origin po. That's why A is wrong. B, equation to ng ano? Yung letter B na x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1 ay equation ng anong conic section? Ito po ay equation ng, tama po, si Ma'am Cutie, ellipse. Yung letter C naman po na D equals the square root of the quantity x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 quantity squared ay equation naman po, this is used, this is the distance formula between 2 points. Tama? And letter D po, ang equation ng circle centered at the origin, letter D. If you wish, you could derive it here sa letter A, no? Your H is 0, your K is also 0 dahil nga origin. That's why x minus 0 quantity squared plus y minus 0 quantity squared equals r squared, which simplifies to x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So letter D ang tamang sagot. Good job, everyone. 12. The endpoints of a circle's diameter are 3, 7 and -5, 1. What is its area in square units? Did you go for 25 pi, 50 pi, 100 pi, or 125 pi? I could see that you answered letter A, which is 25 pi. Okay? Now, this time, Di ba diameter yung endpoints na to ng diameter? So, paano mo kukunin yung radius? Unang-una, yung ginawa ko po ay hinanap ko muna kung gaano nga ba kahaba ang diameter using the distance formula. And from here, from here, no? So I let this 3 be my x sub 1, 7 is my y sub 1, negative 5 is my x sub 2, 1 is my y sub 2. And by substituting to the distance with formula between 2 points, that becomes b equals the square root of the quantity negative 5 minus 3 squared plus 7 minus 1 quantity squared. And using your calculators, no, or simplifying gives us the square root of the quantity 64 plus 36 or square root of 100, which is 10 units. Ibig sabihin po nito, yung diameter po ng circle ay 10 units long. Pero tandaan po natin that if the diameter is 10 units, it follows that the radius is 5 units. That because your radius is just 1/2 of your diameter. And since the area of a circle is pi r squared, no? And replacing r by 5, that's pi times 5 squared or 25 pi square units. Letter A. Okay. Good job. Thank you po to everyone who commented and congratulations. All of you got A. 13. Find the center of a circle, x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y minus 3 equals 0. Did you go for 2, negative 3, 2, 3, negative 2, 3, or negative 2, negative 3? Letter C daw. Okay, so if you wish, um, would you like me to give you the shortcut or would you like me to give you the long method? Let's see. So, paano to? Sige. Gawin natin yung long method muna. So, yung long method po natin is, from here, we group first all terms containing x. So, we have x squared plus 4x is one group. And y squared minus 6y is the other group. And I isolated the constant. So, the negative 3 sa left side ay naging 3 na lang po sa ating right side. And take note ha, yung leading coefficient po ng x squared at y squared natin ay both equal to 1. So from here, just divide na lang po yung coefficient ng x by 2, then square the result. So 4 divided by 2, that's 2. 2 squared plus 4 po tayo dito. And dito naman po, negative 6 divided by 2 will be negative 3. Negative 3 squared will be 9, so plus 9. Pero tandaan po natin that we have an equality here. So whatever expression added on the left side should also be added on the right side. So nag-plus 4 plus 9 tayo sa left. So plus 4 plus 9 din po tayo sa right. And we could express these trinomials now as squares of binomials. So the first one is x plus 2 quantity squared. And the second one is y minus 3 quantity squared equals the 3 plus 4 plus 9 is actually 16. And take note po, to get the center of your circle, ini-equate po natin yung mga nasa loob ng parentheses to 0. X plus 2 equals 0, so that's negative 2. Y minus 3 equals 0, that would be 3. That's why your center is at the point negative 2, 3, letter C. Now, ano po yung shortcut dito? Yung shortcut po is, if the equation is given in general form or in the form na x squared plus y squared plus ax squared plus ax plus by plus c equals 0, ang technique po is simple lang. Divide nyo po yung coefficient ni x at saka ni y by negative 2. Yun lang po. Check nyo po. 4 divided by negative 2 will be negative 2. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 will be 3. That's it. That's a shortcut po. I hope na nakuha po natin. 40. What is y equals 3x squared minus 18x plus 4 in vertex form? Take a look at A, B, C, or D. Saan kaya dyan ang tama for number 14? What's your answer po for 14? Letter A daw, ang sabi ng classmates ninyo. Let's see. So from here, no, I grouped also this one, no, yung technique, no, so the long method yung ginawa ko dito. So, I grouped together yung lahat ng may variable. So 3x squared minus 18x is one group. And I factored out kung ano man po yung leading coefficient niya. So I took out 3. 3x squared divided by 3 will be x squared. Negative 18x divided by 3 will be negative 6x. It's negative 6x, so may plus 4 ka pa. And then, the purpose of that is to make the numerical coefficient of x squared be equal to 1. Now, we can apply completing the square. Anong constant po yung i-add natin para maging perfect square trinomial po yung nasa loob ng parentheses? Again, anong constant po yung i-add natin? Sabi ni Ma'am Jackie Lou, ni Ma'am Nicole, 9 daw. And I agree with 9. Thank you po. Bakit? Divide mo ito by 2, then square. Negative 6 divided by 2, that's negative 3. Squared will be plus 9. So, nag-add po ako ng 9 dito sa loob. But you might be thinking, Sir, bakit ka nag-minus ng 27 sa labas? And the technique is simple. Di ba? You are working only on one side. Kung ano po yung dinagdag mo sa right side, dapat yan din po ang ibawas mo sa right side to maintain equality. So, to do this, ito po yung ginawa ko. Di ba? 3 times 9 is 27. But to counteract 27, we have to minus 27. That's why meron po niyan. And I express, so we have 3, y equals 3 times. I express this as a square root of binomial, x minus 3q squared. And the plus 4 minus 27 simplifies to negative 23. Indeed, it is letter A. Okay, so thank you and congratulations to those who answered A. But if not, no worries po. No? What's more important is that we are learning in the process. 15. What's the minimum value of y equals, if y is equal to 3x squared minus 18x plus 4? Did you go with 23, 21, negative 23, or negative 21? Letter C daw, ang sagot ni Ma'am Cutie, ni Ma'am Hana. And how about the others po? Letter C din ba? O iba? Letter C din daw. And actually, if you answered C, di ba ito yung ginawa natin kanina? We expressed this in its vertex form. And tandaan po natin ha, this parabola opens upward. Take note, it's related to the previous item. In fact, no, yung sagot natin sa number 14 ay ginamitin po natin dito sa number 15. So this parabola opens upward considering that the leading coefficient is positive. Ito po ho, yung leading coefficient niya positive. So if the leading coefficient o yung coefficient ng x squared ay positive, nag-o-open po yan upward. At kung nag-o-open upward ang parabola, meron siyang minimum point or minimum value. Pero kapag nag-o-open downward ang parabola, that happens when the leading coefficient po or yung coefficient ng x squared ay negative. At kung nag-o-open siya downward, the vertex has, the parabola has a maximum value. So this one has a minimum considering it opens upward. At ang technique po is kung ano po yung value yung nasa labas. Ito po, That is your minimum value na po. Letter C. And in fact, no, this function obtains its minimum value at x equals 3. Kung ano po yung nasa loob, to ang x minus 3 ay ini-equate po natin sa 0. That's why it attains its minimum value when x is 3, and that minimum value is negative 23. Good job. 16. This line passes through the vertex of a parabola, and it divides the parabola into two equal parts. What do you call it? Is it A, axis of symmetry, B, focus, C, directrix, or D, latus rectum? Letter A. If you answered letter A, you are actually correct. A parabola po is a set of all points in a plane which are an equal distance away from a given point and a given line. This point is what we call the focus po ng ating parabola. And that line naman po, no, dito po, is what we call the directrix. The focus always lies on the axis of symmetry of the parabola. Ito po yung axis of symmetry, oh. If the parabola is a function, meaning the graph opens either upward or downward, then the axis of symmetry is a vertical line that passes through the vertex po. So dito po yan. So that's what you call axis of symmetry. Letter A. 17. Write the equation of an ellipse with center negative 2, 1, with horizontal major axis of length 10 units and the minor axis of length 8 units. Did you go for A, B, C, or D? Okay. Letter A daw, 17. Sabi ni Teacher Hannah, ni Teacher Cutie, ni Ma'am Jackie Lou, ni Ma'am Gemma din, at ni Teacher Dayan. Letter A nga ba? Take note. Ito po yung ating parabola. So if ever na mas mahaba po ito horizontally kaysa vertically, so this is one is your major axis and the shorter one is what we call the minor axis. The major axis here is represented by A in this case, and the minor axis is represented by B. When we say a major axis po, it is the length from the center to this point here. And when we speak into the one of the vertices, and when we speak about the minor axis, it's all about the length from the center to either of the two co-vertices. And the HK po represents the center, of our parabola, in this case, of our ellipse rather, sorry, which is negative 2, 1. A here is 5 and B is 4 as indicated in the problem. And take note po ha, ito po yung equation ng ating ellipse. That's x minus h quantity squared all over a squared plus y minus k quantity squared all over b squared equals 1. And by substitution po ng h, papalitan natin ito ng negative 2. Ito naman by 1. Yung a by 5 and b by 4, that's why you arrived to x minus negative 2 quantity squared all over 5 squared plus y minus 1 quantity squared all over 4 squared equals 1. And the numerators, and by the way, everything will be copied, except for the x minus negative 2 becomes x plus 2. The 5 squared and 4 squared were simplified into 25 and 16 respectively. So if you answered letter A, you got it correctly. Congratulations po. Thank you. 18. I hope na nakuha po natin ha. And remember, if there are some instances na hindi po natin makuha, feel free to revisit or feel free to do your own research siguro or feel free to have more practice po. Okay, 18. Find the equation of the ellipse as shown. Take a look at that. Did you go for A, B, C, or D? Saan kaya dyan ang tamang sagot for number 18? Okay. Letter B daw. Let's see kung tama si B. From here, your center is 0, 0. And notice nyo po, no, mas mahaba ko siya horizontally kaysa sa vertically. So this will be our major axis. This is our minor axis. So here, from the center, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 po yung value ng A. And mula po dito, 1, 2. So B has a value of 2 units. And by substitution again to the formula kanina, no? That's x minus 0 quantity squared all over 3 squared plus y minus 0 quantity squared all over 2 squared equals 1 po. And that simplifies to x squared over 9 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. That's letter B. And if you got it, be happy. Okay, thank you and congratulations to all who got it right. 19. The equation x squared plus y squared plus 10x plus 4y plus 29 equals 0 is it A, a point circle, B, a circle with positive radius, C, cannot be determined, or D, a circle that does not exist? Okay, Sir Sadie, Ma'am Jackie Lou, answered letter A, point circle daw. Sabi ng anak nila na si Ma'am Cutie, ni Ma'am Hannah, letter A din daw, point circle. Ni Ma'am Gemma, ni Ma'am Dayan, letter A. Sabi ni Ma'am Nicole, hindi siya nagpahuli, letter A din daw. Let's see. So from here po, no, gaya po ng ginawa natin kanina, lahat ng terms having the same variables will be together. So I group them. So x squared plus 10x plus y squared plus 4y. But this 29 became negative pagpunta niya sa right side. So by completing the square na lang po, no, 10 divided by 2, that's 5 squared. That's y plus 25 po dito sa left side. 4 divided by 2 will be 2. Squared will be 4. So I added 25 and 4 sa left side. I also added 25 and 4 sa right side to maintain equality. The left side could be factored. No, each of the trinomials on the left side could be factored into x plus 5 quantity squared plus y plus 2 quantity squared equals negative 29 plus 25 plus 4, which is actually 0. And take note po ha, this is now the standard form of a circle, and the right side or the number on the right side is actually your r squared. And if r squared po is equal to 0, thus the graph is actually a point circle. Kapag letter A. Kapag sinabi po natin point circle, yung graph nito, it's simply the point, which is the center, the circle, pero yung graph nito is actually the center of the circle, which is negative 5, negative 2 lang. That is a consequence when r squared is equal to 0. Okay, good job. Let's proceed to number 20. What is the probability of getting a sum of 9 when a pair of dice is rolled? Did you go for 5 over 36, 2/3, 5/6, or 1/9? Okay, may sumagot ng D. Are others in agreement with letter D? Check po natin. So, take note po ha, in rolling 2 dice, of course, no, with 6 sides each. So 6 times 6, there are 36 possible outcomes in all po. But among them, having a sum of 9, you could either have 3, 6, 4, 5, 5, 4, or 6, 3 only. Baka sabihin nyo, "Sir, pwede pang 2, 7." Take note, wala pong 7 sa isang six-sided die. Okay? So that's why there are only 4 possibilities dito po out of 36. So that's 4/36 or 1/9, letter G. Good job. Thank you and congratulations to those who got letter D correctly. 21. A company issues a 3-letter security code to each of its employees. How many distinguishable codes can be generated if repetition of letters is allowed? Did you go for A, 15,600, B, 17,576, C, 17,748, or D, 17,850? Okay, you go with letter B, 17,576. And if you answered letter B, dun, 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 you are actually correct. Because tandaan po natin, yes, I agree po with Ma'am Hannah, no, that 26 cube. Kasi meron po tayong 3 slots. 1 slot for each of the letters. So, 3 letters, so may 3 slots. At dahil meron po tayong 26 letters sa ating English alphabet, so 26 letters possibilities for the first slot. Kapag nagamit mo ng isa sa kanila, you can still use that, no? For the next slot. So 2016 po yan dahil and 2016 po sa last slot kasi nga repetition is allowed. So 26 cubed, letter B. Okay, 22. A graduating class of 150 boys and 170 girls held a class seniors ball. Approximately what percent attended if 60% of the girls and 70% of the boys were there? Is it A, 68.97%, B, 67.06%, C, 62.73%, or D, 64.69%? Okay. Letter D daw. Sabi ni Ma'am Mage, ni Ma'am Cutie as well, ni okay, and the list goes on, no? Okay. Check po natin. So yung gagawin ko po dito is hanapin ko muna out of these number of boys and girls, ilan nga ba talaga ang actual na umattend? So there are 150 plus 170 or 320 students in all, no? Among the boys, however, among the girls, 60% of them attended. And 60% of 170 is 102 girls attended. And among the 150 boys, sabi sa problem, 70% of them attended. So 70% or 0.70 times 150 gives us 105. In other words po dito, out of the 170 girls, 102 attended. Out of the 150 boys, 105 of them attended. And therefore, 102 plus 105 equals 207 people out of the 320 attended the said event. And what percent is that? Of course, just divide 207 by 320 and express multiplying this by 100%. It gives you 64.69% approximately. Letter D. Okay. Yes. So careful po ha. That's why be very careful po. Sinabi po kasi sa problem na una yung boys at saka kaysa sa girls. Pero pag state ng percent, nauna ata yung girls sa boys. So that's why we have to be careful po in applying or in solving din po. But again po 'no, thank you po Ma'am H 'no, that's a valid concern. Let's be careful po 'no, in reading po sometimes. Thank you po. I hope na nakuha po natin. 23. What do you call a line that is perpendicular to the tangent line at the point of tangency? Is it a normal, integral, incremental, or derivative? Letter A daw. And if you answered normal line, tama po kayo. So halimbawa po, if this is the curve and if this is the point, no? The tangent line is this red one. But if you wish to draw a line that is perpendicular to your tangent line, ang tawag po sa line na yan ay normal line. Letter A. We have one more, 24. Evaluate the limit of the square root of x minus 4 all over x minus 16 as x approaches 16. Did you go for 1/8, 3/8, 1/4, or 1/2? Take note po ha, if you will substitute 16 sa numerator, ito ay magiging square root of 16 which is 4 and 4 minus 4 equals 0. So yung numerator nyo po ay magsisimplify sa 0 and yung denominator mo naman ay 16 minus 16 magiging 0 din. So 0 over 0, it's an indeterminate form po no, sa ating calculus. Now ang tanong, pero may limit ito. And that limit is, may sumagot ng 1/8. Okay? There are many ways of doing this. Some of them no, are doing analysis. Some of them are just doing factoring. And in my case po, I multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the radical. So the conjugate po of square root of x minus 4 is square root of x plus 4. And take note ha, whatever multiplied to the numerator should also be multiplied to your denominator. And if we multiply the numerators, the square root of x minus 4 times the square root of x plus 4, it will actually simplify into x minus 16 po. And on the other hand, for our denominator, I just expressed the product of these denominators as x minus 16 times square root of x plus 4. Hindi ko na po sila minultiply. Bakit? Kasi I can divide the x minus 16s and dividing them both, it leaves the limit of 1 all over the square root of the quantity square root of x plus 4 as x approaches 16. And this time, substituting x by 16 gives us 1 over the square root of 16, which is 4, plus 4, and that simplifies to 1/8. And the correct answer here po is letter A. Okay, I hope that you got it. So that's the 24 items, but we have extra math problems pa. Try nyo po ito. An ant on the plane is traveling from the point 0, 0, to the point 2, 3, and in each move, it can only go 1 unit up or 1 unit to the right at each time. Hindi po siya pwedeng pumunta sa left, hindi din po siya pwedeng pumunta sa downward, at hindi po siya pwedeng mag-diagonal. Dapat left or right, 1 unit at a time lang po. Of course, no, this is in the Cartesian plane. How many distinct paths of 5 moves can the ant possibly take? Okay, so for the meantime, I will pause the video, no? I will pause the video. Feel free to do this on your own po. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to think. Thank you. Now, from here po, so you have here, no? So, one solution here is by listing. So, ito po yung ginawa ko. By listing, halimbawa, pwede kang right, right, up, up, up. Pwede ring, right, up, up. So the R here represents right and the U represents up. And if I do everything, ito po yung kalalabasan niya. And that is 10 ways po. So if you answered 10, tama po kayo. Okay? Pero napakahirap i-list, di ba? Mahirap siyang i-list. Pero meron pong way para i-solve siya. So nagsabi si Ma'am Hana, 5 factorial over 3 factorial, 2 factorial daw. Okay? And from here, let's just notice one fact. Halimbawa lang po pwede kang right, right, up, up, up. Pwede ring right, up, right, up, up. Halimbawa, ito po yung dalawa sa mga possible paths. May nakikita po ba kayo? Ilang R's, ilang U's. Tingnan po ninyo yung ilang R, ilang right, at saka ilang up. Tatlong right, dalawang right, tatlong up, di po ba? In other words po, kahit ano pong gawin ninyo, no? Na in accordance lang po sa rules sa conditions, dalawang right po at saka tatlong up yung gagawin ninyo. So to make the long story short, it's like an indistinct permutation consisting of 2 rights and 3 ups. And that's 5 factorial. Bakit 5? Dahil 5 moves eh. So 2 plus 3, 5, of which 3 are ups and 2 are rights. That's why I agree as well with what Ma'am Hana commented. It's 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial, 2 factorial, which simplifies to 10. Hence, indeed, there are 10 ways for you to go from one point going to the other. I hope na nakuha po natin. All right. Proceed po tayo sa number one, the next one. There are 3 positive integers. When taken by pairs, they will have sums of 33, 38, and 43. What is the average of the 3 numbers? Okay, good job po, Ma'am Hana. Sige, try niyo po yung problem na to. There are 3 integers. Kung pairs silang kukunin, they will have sums of 33, 38, and 43. Ano yung average ng tatlong numbers na to? Okay, so I will pause the video. I'll give you a few minutes to think about this. Okay, happy solving. Okay, so I have resumed the recording and you answered 19. Tama kaya ang 19? So take note po, the usual tendency po ng iba is hanapin po nila yung exact numbers na nag-fit sa conditions na to. At after nilang makuha yung tatlong numbers, they will add them and divide by 3. Pero in this case po, ipapakita ko po sa inyo, I will show the world, the universe rather, that we can do this, without finding what the exact numbers are. And ito po yung ginawa ko. I don't know what the 3 numbers are. I represented them by A, by X, Y, and Z respectively. So by pairs, yung first pair is X and Y. So yung sum nila is X plus Y equals 33. The second pair is X and Z. So X plus Z equals 38. And the third pair is Y plus Z, which is 43. So yung ginawa ko po is in-apply ko po yung addition property of equality. That is, the sum of the terms on the left side should also be equal to the sum of all the terms on the right side. So ano po yung i-add nyo po lahat ng nasa left side? X plus Y plus X plus Z plus Y plus Z. Ano po yung sum nilang lahat? Di ba? Meron kang dalawang X, meron ka rin dalawang Y, at dalawang Z sa left side. So therefore, it follows that yung sum nila sa left side ay 2x plus 2y plus 2z, and it's equal to the sum of all the terms on the right side, 33 plus 38 plus 43, and that is 114. Okay? And take note, if we divide everything by 2, because why divide by 2? Because take a look at the terms 2, 2x, 2y, 2z, and 114. All of them are divisible by 2. So by division, 2x divided by 2 is x, 2y divided by 2 is y, and 2z divided by 2 is z, and 114 divided by 2 is 57. So therefore, x plus y plus z equals 57. The left side, x plus y plus z, refers to di ba, tatlong numbers? Ito yung sum ng tatlong numbers. And therefore, we don't know what the exact numbers are, but what we know is that these three numbers add up to 57. And to get the average, di po ba, or yung arithmetic mean natin, we divide their sum by the number of numbers. So there are three of them. So divide each side by 3, and you will get x plus y plus z all over 3, which is 19. And thus, therefore, the average of the three numbers is 19. Or to make the long story short, kung gusto nyo pa po ng shortcut sa ganitong type ng problem, just add na lang po yung tatlong numbers, di ba? Nag-divide by 2 ka. After mo divide by 2, nag-divide ka din ng 3. Dividing by 2 and dividing by 3 means dividing by 6 at once. So just add 33, 38, and 43 and divide it by 6, and you will immediately get the answer to this problem. And that ends our session for tonight po. Thank you very much and have a great day to one and all.